My name is Megan, and I would love to become your friend.
Creepy story.
Once upon a time, there were 5 young kids who loved to play hide and seek. One day, they decided to play in the woods behind their school, a place that was said to be haunted by the ghosts of children who had disappeared years ago. At first, the game was fun, and the kids laughed and shouted as they ran through the trees. But as the sun began to set, the woods grew darker and more sinister. Shadows lurked in every corner, and strange noises echoed through the trees. One of the kids, a boy named Timmy, was the first to notice something strange. As he was hiding behind a tree, he saw a pair of glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness. He thought it was one of his friends trying to scare him, so he called out to them, but there was no answer. Suddenly, the eyes disappeared, and Timmy was left alone in the dark. He tried to run back to the school, but he couldn't find his way out of the woods. The other kids who were still playing the game didn't even realize he was missing. As the night grew colder, the kids began to feel uneasy. They called out for Timmy, but there was no answer. Then one by one, they began to see strange things lurking in the shadows. A ghostly figure darted behind a tree, and a disembodied voice whispered their names. The kids tried to run back to the school, but they couldn't find their way out of the woods. They were trapped, with no one to help them. As the night wore on, they grew more and more afraid, until they were huddled together in a terrified group. Finally, as the sun began to rise, they stumbled out of the woods and back into the schoolyard. They were pale and trembling, and they never spoke of their experience again. But they knew that something was watching them in the darkness, and that the woods would never be the same again. From that day on, they avoided the woods behind the school, and they never played hide and seek anymore. Timmy was never to be found again. But sometimes we can hear the wind, whispering his name in the dark and cold nights of the haunted forest behind the school. The end.